Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
What's going on, ladies and gents? I am Rob Wilson, your host, and welcome to Strictly Art Live number 59. It is February the 12th on a Wednesday, a snowy Wednesday at that. I am a comic book creator, and that's why I'm here, to share with you my art, where I share with you some ideas, brainstorming, and also enthusiastically absolutely enjoy the things that I do watch as far as pop culture. And this episode, we got a lot of episodes to cover, from Invincible to Solo Leveling to Dragon Ball Daima. Like I said, with American comics, animation, when they do right, I will praise them. When they do wrong, I'll get on them. Anime, when I like it, I'll share it. If either one are just not that good, or not even worth mentioning, yeah, they don't exist. I will say, be gone from my sight. So hopefully everyone's doing well. been a long night. Been out in the snow all night and all that jazz. But nonetheless, managed to get a lot of stuff done on that front. So today, I did get a chance to rewatch episodes of Invincible because, like, when I learned that season 3 was out, I think it was like out for less than 24 hours. There is a new episode that's out, but we won't cover number 4 of season 3. We'll just go 1 through 3. And without further ado, since we do have a lot to cover, let's go ahead and get into it. Invincible season 3. Obviously, season 2 deal with the whole multiverse type of thing. And I'm actually glad that's over. The Angstrom angle, so to speak. Wasn't bad, but wasn't my most favorite cup of tea. It's just kind of like damaged experiment, and the worst came out of that, unfortunately. So season 3, I hoped for a little bit more. No more multiverse. But Lord knows we got enough of that going on. Multiverses everywhere, popping up here, popping up there, popping up pocket universes, and all this nonsense. So that was a plus. So, episode 1 of season 3 of Invincible. You're not laughing now. 3 months after the battle with Angstrom, Mark continues training under Cecil's supervision. And let's look. When we talk about training, he is lifting and fighting some of the largest things possible. And he's looking great. He's looking great. He in season 2 he did run into the Viltrumite that wanted to basically mate with him from the previous season. She was ruthless. How do I pronounce her name again? I can't remember. But nonetheless, she wanted him to join the ranks, but he was not having it, and due to that, they went to a vigorous battle. They did not use directly what was used in the comics because people were interested to see how they were going to approach that take, and they didn't approach it at all. They just had a battle, and she took his word for him not joining, and that was it. She dipped out. By the way, we are streaming live from YouTube, Instagram, Kick, Rumble, and Twitch. I don't think I've said it in that order before. That's fine. So yeah, he's training hard, trying to get stuff done, trying to get ready for the next battle. Thanks to Cecil, who is giving him all of the resources that he needs, as he's employed by the Guardians of the Globe. Probably its most powerful member. Not sure who will win between good old Abe Lincoln and Mark Grayson. So moving on. Let's see. I'm just trying to go over my notes. There are 2 thieves that are trying to steal the Declaration of Independence. They appear, which their names are Fight Master and Dropkick, and they look identical. So that was their thing, and they battled, and then pretty much Rex and Mark were OP to these guys. These guys were light work, so much that they were able to talk about personal things, muzzle velocities, and then it didn't help that what's her name, the twin duplicates brother Multi-Paul. So silly. Multi-Paul, he rages out. He's like, "Oh, Rex, you killed my sister." And so he gangs up on Rex because he can multiply himself. And it's taking Grayson all friggin' day to get over there and actually stop him. And he tries to fist fight him. He's like, "I don't want to hurt you." That usual superhero spill. And Multi-Paul didn't care. So Grayson had no choice but to start yanking arms, pulling heads, popping them off, and all that, because there were so many versions of this one guy. He kept multiplying himself to jump Rex. Obviously, he didn't want a fair fight. So, yeah, with all that happened, Abe Lincoln and Duplicate arrive on the scene, and then they show that, hey, she's still alive. She's actually not dead. And, they kind of got frustrated with that. But Grayson, he took in Multi-Paul because he almost killed Rex, and he hindered the busting of the crime of those two kids, Dropkick and Fight Master. Silly names. But they got away with the Declaration of Independence, and he mentioned something about time travel too. So we'll see if they pop back up later on. Hopefully, they're not like the final bosses. Like, oh gosh, Lord forbid that. So we move on, and then let's see. Mark and Eve, they have their powwows and all that stuff. Meanwhile, Doc Seismic's in confinement after being caught in the previous season, and then they start to notice. Cecil's buddy starts to notice that there's a number of seismic events, but they look at Doc Seismic. He's chilling. He's meditating. He's tapping on the ground. So from there, out of nowhere, a bunch of heroes start going missing. And this is while Grayson and Eve are talking it out. Talking about things, hey, yay, let's go steady. All that good stuff. And lo and behold, come to find out, and Cecil finds out, the head of the Guardians of the Globe, he works at the Pentagon, all that stuff, the scarred fellow, the older scarred fellow. He pretty much goes through the motions and says, hey, there's only two heroes left, and that's you, Mark, and Eve. So they go ahead and investigate what happens. Heroes got snatched up, and it's Doc Seismic underground, and he has all the heroes trapped with these textile style webbing according to each vibration of strength of what the heroes can handle. And pushing on them would cause the other heroes, because there's about 3 of them in each one, to get squashed. So it was an interesting concept. And Doc Seismic he's like a real big SJW, so he pouts his monologue and all that stuff, and they go through a really tough battle because Doc Seismic has new friends, which are these heavily tough, intense, underground, gigantic, bugs. And they do their thing. So the battle continues, and then we get Darkwing, who was previously a villain in the previous season, and he had these cybernetic undead people that he experimented on. Those joined the team, and they actually helped the Guardians of the Globe while they were trapped. And what's the name did not like this at all. Invincible did not like this, as he saw what was going on, and he was like, hey, this ain't cool. What are you doing here? But nonetheless, Darkwing did stop Doc Seismic, and that was just the beginning. He tried to apologize for it, but obviously fresh wounds don't heal as fast as one would hope. So that trickles into Invincible heading his way into talk to Cecil about why the hell is Darkwing working for why is he working for you guys? Why isn't he locked up? XYZ. So it turns into a monologue where Cecil and Grayson go back and forth, sharing dialogue, which starts minimal. Then it starts to escalate as Cecil lures Mark into the White Room. And it ends with that episode where the White Room is filled with Darkwing's cybernetic, thugs, so to speak. So then that trickles into the next episode, which was called Deal with the Devil. And the GDA director, Cecil, has flashbacks of back in the day, and what charged him to do things the way that he does. So that kind of helped gain an understanding as to why Darkwing was there, and that just escalated things because Mark was pissed. He was like, "No, you're gonna tell the truth." So he fights the cybernetic thugs. I forgot what they're called. The undead, crazy things. Um, Reanimin. That's what they're called. The Reanimin, and from there, Mark overpowers him, regardless of how many of them there are. And Cecil has to resort to a vibration from an Atlantean kaiju that he fought in the previous season. Duplicated the sound, a terrible head ringing in his inner ear, which paralyzed his ability to fly. And Cecil tried to tame the beast, and trickled over into the main hall, of where the Guardians of the Globe were, and they got to see the fight firsthand. Grayson says Cecil's trying to kill me. He does oh, I'm a victim, but he's trying to jack up Cecil a little bit earlier. So it becomes kind of like a reason for what they stood for. They had opposing views. Obviously, Cecil was focused on saying that, hey, not every villain needs to be killed. Some can be rehabilitated. Whereas Mark Grayson believes that they need to serve their time. Well, we saw how well that worked out with Doc Seismic, right? I mean, that didn't work out too well. That ended up being detrimental to the Guardians of the Globe. So, as things continue, pretty much the Guardians of the Globe, they choose, or the young ones at least, they choose to team up and help out Mark Grayson. And if I did say Dick Grayson, well, obviously it sounds pretty familiar. Robin, Batman's sidekick. My bad. So yeah, as that pretty much trickled into a mess, it split the Guardians of the Globe. Where good old Abe Lincoln, and I always call him that, the Immortal, he tells them, hey, you got to choose a side. If you're not going to choose a side, or if you're not going to join and follow rule and cooperate, regardless of the decisions that Cecil has made, then leave, And the Immortal has had his head chopped off. He's probably died more than once. So good old Abe Lincoln is here to stay. But he gave people time. He gave them a timeline to work with. And lo and behold, some stayed and others left, which kind of split up the team. But Cecil directly added Darkwing to it, and to the Guardians of the Globe. And not everyone was sure that was a great idea publicly, because that would affect the image of the team, knowing that what this guy did, especially with the Reanimin using college test subjects. It was not going to go over well. But Cecil was like, hey, we're just rolling with it. And the Immortal is a cooperative, tough man himself. The only person he really wants to kill, get his hands on, and abandon all logic, would be Omni-Man. I don't think Omni-Man would even care to fight him now. He's just like, all right, don't you get it? I miss my wife. That's where Omni-Man's focus is kind of. And we kind of see we see the story take off into space, where the test alien, the Seth Rogen guy, freaking gets himself, he got himself captured in the same prison as Omni-Man, and he telepathically talks to him, and he's trying to break him out. But Omni-Man thinks he should face his doom because he did betray his race, the Viltrumite Empire. And, it's an interesting thing. They did shoot, Seth Rogen with a giant laser to no avail. Find out he's still tough as nails. And they don't know really the limit to his power. Since Optimus Prime, the other rebellious Viltrumite, I forgot the guy's name, so I just used the most related term to identify the voice that we have all come to know, Optimus Prime. And yeah, so the two kind of talk and communicate. They want to hatch it out and that kind of thing. Which brings us to episode 3. You want a real costume, right? So between episodes 1 and 2, Omni-Man's other son from the Bug Planet. I like to say the planet Cell, but they weren't even that strong. They age faster. However, inherited with the Viltrumite blood, the kid will age a little bit slower, but he is growing up quicker, and he has he may have some of the abilities, which obviously we find out he does. The kid's pretty excited, full of life and everything, and all about promises. And Grayson said he wouldn't teach him until he got his powers. And then lo and behold, he was hiding his powers. And it got to the point where, hey, he took him to Oliver, gets him a suit, which he looks even more like Robin. And Grayson looks like Black Beetle or something. And it's ironic, too, during the media in this episode, they make it a point to say he's Invincible, just because of the costume change. They don't think it's the same person, which I think is hilarious, too. It's almost like the first Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, and they announced him in the ring. They said, the amazing Spider-Man. And he was like, get out there. He's like, no. He said my name wrong. It's the human spider. So I thought that was funny. A good portion, I guess about 7 minutes of episode 3, season 3, deal with a couple that was disabled, but they had powers. So that, it had ways of communicating, but not the general way. This episode and section basically showed their point of view as they were bank robbers, and then also kind of like they ran a diner together, and they had their thing going on, but they got busted just like anybody else. So it was a taste for Kid Omni-Man, as he calls himself, to kind of be in the limelight. And he gets hit a couple times, but he's tough. He's tough. We don't know how tough, because those bug things are fragile. But with the Viltrumite strength and power and durability, who knows how tough he is, But yeah, they go through a couple fights, and then things really heat up when later on Grayson is helping out the Guardians as they're ambushed by those alien twins, the Mauler twins. And they trap the heroes with a ray gun that attacks their nervous system. So they down the whole team, basically, including Mark Grayson when he shows up. And Kid Omni-Man sees this on the news, and he just guns it. So it turns into a fierce battle between the two. He gets slammed and beat down by the two, and then he just loses it. And then he just runs through like one of the Mauler twins, and then he makes quick work of the other one, even though he begged for mercy. And Cecil shows up to try to calm the young lad. In the midst of his new powers, he's drenched in crimson from the plasma of the Mauler twins. And this, unfortunately, catches the eye of Mark Grayson, and then him and Cecil are almost at it again. But he's like, hey, you need to talk to your younger brother. He's unleashed, and it's not looking too good. So they bury the hatchet for the time being, as Mark Grayson tries to have a heart-to-heart with Kid Omni-Man's younger brother and understand why killing is not good, even though that kid has predominantly a heart of a Viltrumite. And he comes to the conclusion that maybe Dad was right, that was a very interesting conclusion. I was like, oof, that's brutal. So I guess pretty much wrap things up. There's a drone spying on the Grayson house. Mark Grayson catches it, blows up, and it's Angstrom again. Was hoping that would have been the end of the multiverse thing, but that's where we're at. That is where we are at. And on Invincible season 3, episodes 1 through 3. Excuse me. I think the previous season I watched when I was away doing some training, and that was before I started Strictly Art Live. So now Invincible is part of the Strictly Art Live episode breakdowns as I cut through them. And I don't know. Tell me if you still enjoy Invincible. Obviously, it's not 100% comic book accurate. Is it fun to enjoy? Is it watchable, or has it already oversaturated the market as far as SJW themes? So let me know. Tell me what you think. Is Invincible season 3 up to par? I've asked some people if they've seen it yet, but no one's like rushing to go see it. So who knows? So before we move on, next up we'll get on to solo leveling. But before we do, a quick intermission. All right, go ahead and grab your favorite drink because you're watching Strictly Art Live, episode number 59, right here on YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, Kick, and IG. Be right back.
We used to be 4 ordinary teenagers, until one day we met some new friends from out of town. They were called Dinosaurs. My friends and I became the secret scouts, allies to these dinosaurs from outer space, and joined in their battles against Genghis Rex and the evil Tyrannos.
The dinosaurs are leaving, Bossasaur. Well, follow them!
Cops, Central Organization of Police Specialists. Fighting crime in a future time. Protecting Empire City from Big Boss and his gang of crooks. It's crime fighting time.
What you doing, mister?
Nothing?
See, well, you're trespassing on private property.
Trespassing?
Loitering too, man. That's right, you're loitering too.
I didn't see any signs.
What you call that?
Graffiti?
No, man. That's not fucking graffiti, that's a sign.
He can't read it, man.
I'll read it for you. It says this is fucking private property. No fucking trespassing. This means fucking you.
It says all that?
Yeah.
Well, maybe he wrote it in fucking English. I could fucking understand it.
Thinks he's being funny.
I'm not laughing.
I'm not either.
Wait a minute. Hold it, fellas. We're getting off on the wrong foot here, okay? This is a gangland thing, isn't it? We're having a territorial dispute, I mean, I've wandered into your pissing ground or whatever the damn thing is, and you've taken offense with my presence, and I can understand that. I mean, I wouldn't want you people in my backyard either. This is your home, and your home is your home, and I respect that. So if you would just back up a step or two, I'll take my problems elsewhere. Okay? Fair enough?
What do you think? I think it should be a toll.
Good idea.
It should be a toll.
Listen, fellas, I've had a really rare morning. I mean, I'm not in the mood to...
What should he pay? How about that fucking briefcase, man? Good idea. Give us your briefcase, man.
I'm not giving you my goddamn briefcase.
Motherfucker, give us your motherfucking briefcase.
Okay. I mean, I was willing to mind my own business. I was willing to respect your territory and treat you like a man, but you couldn't leave it alone, could you? You couldn't let a man sit here for 5 minutes and take a rest on your precious piece of shit hill? Okay. You want my briefcase? I'll get it for you, all right? You can have my briefcase. Here, you want my briefcase? Here's my briefcase!
That right there is a classic scenario. Taken from Falling Down. I don't know. I just felt the need to put that scene in there because when telling stories, there's always going to be that one a-hole, those two douches, or a group of garbage, human garbage, that wants to challenge you as you're trying to go along your way and accomplish whatever goal it is that you're trying to accomplish. And it is up to you to stand up to such nonsense. If not, you become the world's doormat. And I think that is an interesting story that always gets told over and over and over. And it actually inspires people to write stories like that. Thanks to director Joel Schumacher, the late. That was like his best movie, Falling Down. All right, so let's get back to where we were at. And we are going ahead on to Solo Leveling. Season 2, episode 6/18. Episode 6. And it's called Don't Look Down on My Guys. So, the Red Orcs led the team, including Jinwoo. And let me clarify too, because I don't think I made this clear last time. Solo Leveling is based off of the Korean manga novels, or manga. It has been converted into a Japanese anime that we discuss. So, I get it. It's basic Korea. The books are, and then we got the Japanese anime from studio. All right, so don't look down on my guys. Last time we talked about, we had the Red Orcs, the vicious Red Orcs, which actually led the team to their boss, their tribal leader, which went by the name of Car Galligan. And they chop right into it. This final boss in this huge dungeon where the orcs were all around to kind of see the results and cheer on their master, their leader. It was very interesting. It almost had like a horde-like flag, red. It kind of reminded me of World of Warcraft because obviously the orcs were on that side of the fence. For the horde, Dabu. It's from my Burning Crusade years because I was horde all the way. But they challenged the boss, Car Galligan, and I guess he was some kind of mage, like the leader. The party leader tries to rush him as others get petrified. He hits him with some kind of petrification technique, and the party leader, he's able to overcome it, and he rushes him, and he gets hit by a series of blocks, and then the boss, Car Galligan, he almost kills the party leader, and right when he was about to be slammed into the ground to his death, Jinwoo came in, saved his butt, revealed his skills, and it became a huge tug of war because then he just brought out the army, Idris and just the huge polar bears, and it's just all out war, orcs between orcs against Jinwoo's army. And at the same time, let me get his name right, Car Galligan is sending attacks in Jinwoo's direction, and Jinwoo is chopping them down. However, Jinwoo can't really penetrate Car Galligan's defense, as he's pretty much like a mage, a giant mage. But this fight was phenomenal. It was a true display of what the party is facing now. I don't know if it was even a red dungeon anymore. And it was also a display of what Jinwoo was truly capable of through his summoning abilities, his rogue abilities, his ruler's hand techniques. I mean, almost words can't describe how good this fight was. But in the end, Jinwoo, he crushes it. And unlike the previous ice boss that he fought, he actually got to resurrect Car Galligan as Elite Tusk Knight. So he is on his team, and what a powerful foe to have, as an ally. Absolutely amazing. So in the wake of that, obviously the party sees all that happened, all the action, and they vow to keep it to secrecy as long as Jinwoo joins the guild. So finally, he is officially part of a big guild, but at the same time able to keep a level of secrecy with his abilities to the guild that he's affiliated with. Hopefully that does not create any dissension, any problems, any envious members, that kind of thing. And that episode pretty much wrapped up with a giant giant movie star that his powers awaken. Actor Lee Min-sung awakens to hunter powers. So that's where that wrapped up. We'll see what happens next. But then, like I said, this episode was just super straight battle. Last episode was building up towards that, but this right here, this was a full head-on, like brutal display of powers, abilities, insta kills. It was magnificent. It was so good I had to watch it again. So very little explanation for that episode because it was predominantly just action. I do hope you enjoy it. I do hope you watch it. I know Solo Leveling is on Crunchyroll, but I'm a little bit ahead of the episodes. So, yeah, hold off on this until you do get a chance to see it, wherever you get a chance to see it. I highly recommend. It's one of the few anime that I will tune in every week to watch. I make it a point to see it because it does inspire and excite me. So, that brings us, before we get started, that brings us to Dragon Ball Daima. And before we start Dragon Ball Daima, let's see here. Yeah, before we start Dragon Ball Daima, let's do one more quick break. And yeah, we'll go ahead and get right into it.
In a distant time and faraway place, the planet of New Texas floats deep in space. Sky of 3 suns, land of precious ore, the Carrium Rush brought outlaws by the score. And one day, a lawman appeared, with powers of hawk, wolf, puma, and bear. Protector of peace, mystic man from afar, champion of justice, Marshal Brave Star. Brave Star.
Eyes of the hawk, ears of the wolf. Brave Star.
Brave Star.
Strength of the bear, speed of the puma. Brave Star.
Brave Star.
How about that? Good old Brave Star. Now, if you're watching some of my art as I work on my next page, my comic book, you can find any artwork I have for sale on my link tree. The store is actually right up top. And if you see anything to your liking, the way it's set up, in case I'm on the go or out of town, or training or doing travels, any of that stuff, you can place an order. It is automated to where it goes automatically to you once it's prepared and ready. I am a ArtStation trader or seller, so they put my stuff on whichever prints that you prefer, whether it's art print, poster, canvas, metal prints. And like I said, it ships directly to you. You pay for it. It frees up my hands. And yeah, there you go. So, let's go. Dragon Ball Daima. Episode 17 of this season 1. Title Goma. Shin Ass Arsenu. Oh, I can't pronounce that. Arensu for the Dragon Balls, but she declines, desiring to use her wish to strengthen the demon realm so that it may dominate the outer universes, outside universes. So, to take control of Dragon Balls, she proposed a one-on-one duel with Majin Buu, where Goku volunteers. They fight and trade blows until Goma interrupts in his giant form. This, ladies and gentlemen, was the fight of fights in Dragon Ball Daima. I was very impressed with all that was on display. Obviously, with Goku, it's never a fair fight. He always has his gang, and if he can't beat somebody, he's got about 12 other friends that just jump in, a hot tag, because Earth is too important to lose a one-on-one match. So I guess that's the philosophy, but they've done that forever. You know, Goku steps in and fights until he can't fight no more, and then somebody else tags in. It's like WWF. Um, so yeah, like I said, this was the fight. Um, the I guess the Daima fighters, since this is Daima and not Z, they team up. The old Namekian even allures. I don't know how that worked, but it allures one of the guardians, the sword guardian of the Dragon Balls, to fight as well. And hey, the battle is real. I highly recommend checking that out. I don't want to spoil any of that. Just know that the battle rages on, and it was a magnificent display. I was very satisfied. For me, that is not the biggest Dragon Ball fan, I was quite satisfied with this fight, in this episode titled Goma. So, kind of like Solo Leveling, there wasn't really much to describe or express because, hey, fisticuffs, beams, telekinesis, ruler's hands, flying objects, foreign objects, beams. It was just all there. It was great. It was great. I got no complaints. So, like I said, for a show that I'm not the biggest fan of, this got me very captivated. And we got a new episode coming up, I think Friday for Daima, and then Saturday for Solo Leveling. So, Battle Rage is on. I'm still keeping my eye out and ear to the ground for the return of Kaiju number 8, as well as the continuation of, season 16 of My Hero Academia. So, got a lot on the plate. I'm sorry if y'all ever think that I'm going to review Harley Quinn, the cartoon. No. Creature Commandos was enough. And I'll leave it at that. But like I said, anything that catches my interest, yeah, I'll talk about it. I'll try to break it down ad nauseum and, see if there are some things that I picked up on. Sometimes I like to listen to or watch reviews where people talk about some of that stuff. What they expected to happen versus what happened and why it happened and how much of a shout out or callback it did go to some of the previous source material. Obviously, Japanese anime does not have much of a problem doing that. It is rare when Marvel or DC does that. When it's done in the right context, doing justice to the characters is great. But it's not always the case. So, that is pretty much the show for today. We got about 10 minutes left. I'll try to throw in some fillers with some of my thoughts. But yeah, I have noticed some things as technology increases and we get all these updates and all this stuff. I see we got Apple Intelligence in the mix. I'm starting to spot Siri trying to listen in and record what I'm doing. I saw the little Siri circle in the reflection of a window because I had it facing outwards, but I forgot. Camera's staring in my face, and with it doing that, it was capturing some kind of activity that I was unaware of, and I was like, "What the hell? That's crazy." And when I got a little bit closer to it, and checked it out, the Siri circle that was facing opposite of me goes away, as if, ooh, he's watching. That's some crazy stuff. I mean, you know who you are, and you're almost making technology not fun anymore. It's starting to become. It's starting to come with um, way too many ball and chains. You know, I'm not a fan. I have heard that eventually the integrated AI apps and phones and stuff, they're basically just going to tell on you. So in case something happens, they want, you know, certain interested parties, they won't even ask you a damn thing. They'll just go to, hey, roll the footage. Oh, what did he say here? What was the message? You know, and that's scary. I like technology because I can draw on it. You know, I can use it to draw. I can use it to edit. Some of those fun things. I've enjoyed technology like that for a while, but I don't know, man. Future's not looking too bright when it comes to technology. For me, I get it. Average person buys technology just to get Facebook. Whoop-de-doo. I try to maximize my use of what it is I'm paying for. Otherwise, I'm getting robbed, and I can't blame anybody else for that. So, moving on. That was my little dialogue about that I noticed with technology. It's getting kind of weird. This weekend is Springfield Comic Con. I'll be there just as a guest. I mean, not as, having a table or vendor, but just attending. And hopefully I get a chance to talk with some interesting people. Take some time out to sit down and do some drawing, work on this stuff as time progresses. But yeah, I think it'll be a fun 2-day event. I gotta do some packing, but before I do some packing after this show, I gotta do some shoveling of the snow. It has to be done. This is command, So that's kind of what it is. Yeah. So I got a couple more movie ideas that I want to share with you guys, but I want to set aside a special presentation for that, and hopefully you guys will like it. I'll put it in the form of like a clip, kind of like the Will Smith one, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, bounty hunters in space, that kind of thing, or entanglement in space, But I definitely want to really see if I can put together that Ghostbusters versus Gremlins and some other things too. So we'll see. But yeah, ladies and gents, that is the show for the week. I'm probably going to have this as a replay on Madness Entertainment Group. Right now, you can cast your vote, I do believe, at Flip City Magazine, where one of my pieces of art is actually being voted upon, along with several other entries with the theme of serial killer and the women that love them. So I have a piece of art that you've seen me work on there that is up for vote. Cast your vote. If you think my artwork looks pretty cool, sure. If you find somebody else's artwork that looks even better, great. Vote for them. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see who gets a chance to get an ad in Flip City Magazine. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, Pops from Madness Entertainment Group and Levi Skeen, they suggested try to call in on Saturday while I'm there at the con. And yeah, I'll definitely try to do that. Obviously within the rules of the con. So that way I'm not interfering with areas that are no filming allowed. I definitely don't want to be that guy. So yeah, yep, that is pretty much it. Thank you all for checking this out. Feel free to drop a like, subscribe, follow my stuff. Like I said, I'm on Twitch, Kick, YouTube, IG, and Rumble. 5 platforms for you to check out my stuff. I'll have clips of this show later on. I'll put them on today or between today and tomorrow or tonight. Something like that, But yeah, I'll work on those and break down the show into quicker segments. And yeah, hope you enjoy it. All right, ladies and gents, I'm Rob Wilson. I'm a comic book artist. As you see, I work on my stuff here. And I am going to call it a show. We were watching Strictly Art Live, number 59. And I had a great time. I hope you did as well. Hope you do on the replay. And yeah, y'all take care. Stay chilly. Peace out.
Welcome to the future.
Transferring to autopilot mode.
A place where good guys finish last.
I'll make them wish they'd never been born.
A quick draw is the best defense.
Nothing personal, but I'm here to kill you.
And your wits are all you can count on. A future where one treasure is coveted above all else.
Tell me the coordinates of the galactic ley line.
Legend speaks of the galactic ley line, offering the ultimate power of the universe to those who seek its glory.
The doors have opened.
Utilizing the latest technology, a living starship has been built with the power to find the galactic ley line.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All systems green.
By twist of fate, it has fallen into the hands of an outlaw. An outlaw named Gene Starwind.
Well, let's blow some hot kisses to my devoted fans.
His luck is about to change.
Goodbye, G.
Together with his crew of bounty hunters, he'll take to the stars.
Accelerate and fly down their throats.
Let's go! Outlaw Star. Weekdays at 5:30. Time to roll the dice. Only Toonami.